I've been doing the touch more and more. Now I'm back to 4 times. And it helps me. I know it does because with the nausea, it goes away when I do the touch. And finally, Saturday, there's a doctor. I don't have a doctor here because I'm not from here. He said that my last resort was to do the shock. When he said that, I didn't really know what it was, and I asked him what it was. He said it's where they go in and they shock your heart to bring it back to original state where you don't have to take no more pills. I went in there and he said that he wanted to do it Monday, which was yesterday. So I went in there and I mean, I prayed, I did the touch, I did the my QT device, my 6, and I was just petrified about it. And he said, well, it it it's 99% chance that everything will be fine. But I was still so scared because of the way I didn't know how they were going to shock it or anything. They got me ready. They put the IV and everything, and they hooked me up to the monitor. And my blood pressure was fine, but my rhythm was 132, and it just stayed there. So she said, "Well, we're going to go and get the other people, ready and everything. You just rest." So I started doing my meditation, my intention, with the God spark, and my prayers, my commands, and everything. So I laid there and finally kind of dozed off. And then I woke up and I was still waiting. And then I guess about a half hour later, they came in and said, "Well, we're going to put you in another bed, get you ready." I laid there. And then finally, they got done with the person in front of me and they reeled me into the operating room. And they were going to change me over to the bed. And they hooked me up to the monitors. And everybody, left. And I was just laying there. I was praying. And then make sure that everything was going to be okay. And the doctor comes out and he says, "Well, we're not going to do the shock." I looked at him and said, "What?" He said, "No, your heart is like brand new. The rhythm is fine at 62. It's not going anywhere, and it has not changed. So he says we can't do it." Thank the Lord. I said, "I'm not ready to go. I'm here. I got work to have done, and I'm not ready to go." And he says, "Well, you got your answer."
I have been using the touch as much as possible. And this week, what I found is that I wasn't able to stay asleep because I had so much energy. Uh, and so yesterday I took a break from it completely. And then last night I was able to sleep better, not all night because I don't know, I kind of messed things up. But um, the best part of this though, and why I kept going, is that the recovery from because I ride my horse and I've got some chronic, you know, my hip has some chronic issues. Anyway, and the recovery was so nice that I could do it more frequently. And so I think maybe there's a point where you have to listen to your body. And I think I found it this week. So I just thought I'd report that.
And a few times I broke my vertebra because I do have osteoporosis. The last time, about 1.5 months ago, it happened, and normally I have a lot of pain, and I used the touch, and I was really surprised that in 3 days the pain was almost gone. And what I'm trying now is to use it twice a day, 2 times after each other. And last week, I think I saw somebody put it on his eye. So that's what I did for only 1 minute. And the next day, my eye was totally swollen, especially the left one and red. So I don't know if that's a good result. And what I noticed then suddenly that my whole body was very tensed. Every muscle, not that I only could feel it when I touch it, but the whole body, all the muscles were really touched. A kind of if my nervous system was totally up high. even though I didn't feel it by myself, but my body reacted like that. So then I stopped for 3 days and I felt better. And today was the first time again that I used it. And yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to use it now once a day instead of twice. So I don't know if somebody else had experience like that because my nervous system was wow, highway up.
Yesterday I go out and I get that big limb and I drag it to the backyard over to my fire pit so I could saw it up later, firewood. And then all of the rest of the limbs and stuff, I had a heaping wheelbarrow full. So I managed to get the wheelbarrow to the backyard and get it put away. But the thing is, boom, 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 I did that 3 days in a row. And probably 2 months ago, I would have had to recoup the day after I did one and then go out and do it and then recoup again. So I did in 3 days what it used to take me 6 days to do. And I could go out there again today and do some more work, but I got other things I got to do. But so that's one story. And then yesterday morning, I have to check my blood sugar every morning. And I've been saying for months now, my glucose reading this morning is going to be 130 or below. And it's hit that a few times, but not consistent. And so yesterday, my reading was 150. And I said, you know what? I'm tired of saying 130 or below. It's time to go to 120 or below. So this morning when I took it, it was 124. It has never been in the 120s, not in the whole 3 years I've been testing it. I thought, okay, look how fast we can manifest our world just by our words and thoughts.
Last week, I think I announced for the first time that I got off medication, and it really made a tremendous difference. I wonder how many people have thought of trying that, but anyway, my colon is my issue. Well, I got many issues, but that's my supreme one right now. And the I I just can't get over. It's getting better week to week. So I can say from last week to this week, it's getting better. Um, I'm less constipated. Um, I don't know if that's for, I should even mention that, but um, it's it's like I've got just the reverse of what normally happened. I've got to look for a place a lot of times when I'm out shopping or doing something. So that's unusual. I detoxed with just this week. I just did 8 ounces of prune juice. Even though I know there's calories in that, I just want to be as natural as possible. And my weight's back down some, so I'll take it.
Right. Well, ironically enough, for you to mention Darlene, because I have my call with her here in a little while, and mine is that I don't know if y'all be able to see this, but do you see all of this green and no red? Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. Um, so I believe that the touch has helped me. I don't do it, but maybe once or twice a day. No, I'm not sensitive to frequencies like I have heard others say. I felt it before I even got it out of the box or before I even charged it. It was already giving me, tinglies or whatever. Which, so I just feel like whatever it is that is the unpeeling of the onion for me is working, i.e., September of 23, I sent you a picture, Tracy, where I had catapulted myself into a door. My rubber-soled shoes sent me flying into the little ornate window things of my. So if you can see, I've got like this indention in my head from catapulting myself. My whole face just went black. And the sinus, which is why I think that my bioscan showed something about allergies, because our sinus is this nerve right here. So when I hit, all of this just became black and blue. My nose, oh, just ugh. So this area has always been real tender and sensitive. And as of today, I was after I doing the touch, it's like, "Wait a minute, I'm not I'm not feeling any of the pain or the pressure." So I'm more than sure that's just one more of the things that QHS Frequencies has done for me, from not having night blindness anymore, not knowing when or if I have my contact, I'm a monovision, have my contact in, which we've discussed, or having my 3 range back. I can do bass notes all the way up to almost an A sharp. One more is my cardiovascular. I'm in that study for the V9. And so, Sherry, I'm going to say my blood pressure will not be in the 135s anymore. It's going to be in the 120s to 117s. Thank you very big. And that second number will just get that lower as well. So we'll leave that one alone until it happens. And I'm going to count on that because of you. And I thank you for adding that. So, okay. Layne, signing off.
I recognized I can get really easy out of the bed in the morning. I have less pain, but I have 2 times Herxheimer reaction. One time really, really hard. And for me, it was a sign that there's still a lot of poison in my body, or parasites, or I don't know. So, but most of the time, the touch is really helping me a lot. And when I'm gardening, normally my muscle hurt the day after really hard, and it's nothing. It's like when I do heavy work, also with our work we do on the weekends, there is no pain. I can have no pain anymore. So it's really, really great. Really so glad about the touch. It's
And I have breast cancer, stage 4, and I have had a lot of pain with it. I've had a lot of problems with my medications, edema, and all kinds of terrible side effects. But I changed medications at the beginning of the year, and it's going better. But I think it's going better because of the touch, because so when I started using that, and the medication, they measure blood levels, tumor markers with that. And my tumor markers are still rising with the new medication, but I feel great. I feel really good. I've got energy. I don't have pain. So, it's, but I do, my skin itches, and I'm hoping that I can use the touch to how you were talking a minute ago, Tracy, to speak that into being, that my skin is comfortable.
I wanted to kind of tag on to what Kiara was saying. with some of the back exercises. And I think I've been seeing a chiropractor. I started in June. And it's gotten better, and I'm sure the touch contributed to it. Like between my knees and my feet, only since the pandemic did I start having these neuropathy and neuralgia symptoms. And this has been like freedom for me because it's almost completely gone. And it was so painful and it was very debilitating, as you might imagine. And I mean, I hardly notice it right now. So that is a huge, huge blessing.